earlier. Here's the vagosympathetic trunk. You're going to follow it all the way up to the angle of the neck, between the neck and the jaw. Do you guys have any forceps? There are a couple of small branches off of the aorta, a couple of tributaries to the jugular veins that you can cut. There are a few nerve fibers that can be cut. And you'll want to do that because these ganglia are not very big. They're just small swellings at the end of this vagosympathetic trunk. There are two ganglia here. One is triangular, and it's posterior. The other is more oval, and it's anterior. The one that is triangular and posterior is the nodose ganglion. The one that is oval and anterior is the anterior cervical ganglion. What I'm doing here is separating the sympathetic trunk from the vagus nerve. Okay, there are two nerve fibers here, and if you're close, you'll be able to see a small oval swelling right here. Can you see that? Okay, that's the anterior cervical ganglion. The nodose ganglion is just kind of a triangular swelling right there. Okay? So if you can't see where you're standing, come close so that you can see this. See, Andrew, let me have you hold the carotid artery right now. I need my probe, so hold it with your finger. There you go. Your finger this way. Okay. So the anterior cervical ganglion is right here, and the nodose ganglion is right here. Now look, they're right next to the submandibular gland and the carotid artery. Here and here. Yeah.
But the floor is really wet. You just mop it, so just be careful.
Okay. Did you guys hear that? We had a freezer defrost this weekend. Nobody knew. Okay, so hard to see, even though they are exposed here. Anterior cervical ganglion, nodose ganglion. And what I've done is separate the two parts of the vagosympathetic trunk.
Do those come apart real easily?
They did on this cat. On these big cats, they might. Yeah, you might not want to separate them on yours. Okay, so now opening the jaw, we want to try to maintain those structures, but we do need to cut down the esophagus. Okay, we're going to try to cut it long, cutting the jugular vessels and the facial veins. We're going to cut down the esophagus on its posterior aspect. Okay, sort of far down, and then what you'll see is the back of the larynx. This flap that you see here is epiglottis.
Oh, wow.
This is, if I put the probe through here, I'm putting the probe into the glottis. Now, do you notice how the epiglottis has this soft tissue on the side?
Mm-hmm.
What did I say that was? Those are the vestibular folds. On the inside, we'll find the vocal folds. So I'm going to cut down the posterior aspect of the larynx and trachea, just like that, so I can open it up, and now you see folds inside of folds. Do you see those? These are the vocal folds on the inside, the outside of the vestibular folds. Now you really want to freak out? There's a tonsil right there. See how little that is? Pull it real hard, Andrew. There's a tonsil. Right there. If I take the probe and I go up into an opening this way, like I'm going up past his hard palate, I'm in the nasopharynx. This is pharynx here, this is pharynx, and so is this up here. Okay, so that's what you identify in this area. One other thing, you'll need to cut the leather off of the cat's nose to see the nasal concha. The last loss of dignity here. Poor cat.